Welcome back guys to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be going through all of the new information of new stuff coming out for ARK Survival Evolved. There's not like loads of information at the moment, and that's why there hasn't been as many videos on the channel, but I've put everything all into one big video for you guys today, so I hope you do enjoy it. As always, if you guys do, smash that like button. Let's see if we can hit the 800 like target today. That would be absolutely amazing. And also, if you want to be subscribed so you don't miss out on like all the ARK news and content and gameplay, then make sure to be subscribed because we're nearly at 190,000 and getting closer to my target of 200,000 subscribers. I cannot believe I'm even saying that, so thank you so much for the support. But anyway, let's get in with today's video. I know this upload is a weird time as well. It's just turned, obviously, midnight kind of, and it's February the 1st already, which is crazy. Time's going so fast. But yeah, anyway, Community Crunch 252. Now, one thing I was saying with this, as we've been expecting a Genesis Part 2 reveal and a little bit of a teaser for a while. Cedric said he should be able to get us one like a few weeks ago, and then it's kind of just gone a little bit quiet recently, but he does have some news about when we're going to be getting that, or that'll be showing you in today's video. This Community Crunch was a little bit disappointing, but it's now another sort of part of last week in ARK and a new thing called Community Corner. So last week on ARK, if you haven't seen it, it is something where basically Wildcard have been showing us stats of the last week, you know, on all platforms such as Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So we'll get into it right now. We're also going to be talking about different patch, well, the most recent patch, and then something on the next update, which is for the Valentine's Day event, which is coming very, very soon. So welcome to another edition of the Community Crunch. In last week in ARK, we saw some changes in players killed by weapon type. While things remain the same on Xbox, we saw slight changes in both Xbox and PC in the weapons players choose compared to last week. Kills by wild dino type shows us the same creatures, but overall deaths by these four creatures have reduced by 14.9% when compared to last week. We'll keep looking at more interesting stats to share with you. Now, one thing I'm going to mention is we kind of, and a lot of people have been saying it in the comments of this post as well, is we'd like to see different types of stats as well, not just the same ones, you know, week by week, you know, kills by wild dino type and most weapons used. It'll be nice to see, I don't know, favorite structure and just keep it sort of fresh every single week. But anyway, we'll have a little look at it before we get into the other news. So, Raptors, kills by wild dino in the week. The Raptor is still right at the top of 110,000. The Dilo is very, very high this week at about 80,000, I'd say. The Piranha is still up there as well with about 60,000, and the Therizino with about 55,000 there as well. So it's still all kind of stayed a little bit similar. I wouldn't expect it to change much, but it's crazy to see what Raptors do to people in ARK. Now, coming down to players killed by weapon type, PC still very high up there with the compound bow, nearly about to hit 20,000 kills there. The fabricated sniper sort of creeping up a little bit there as well, at about 16,000. The crossbow there about 9,000. Spear at about 7,000 and pike at about 6,000. The PS4 and Xbox, obviously pretty much the same. Spear, pike. The pike has actually got more on Xbox than the spear, which is very interesting. But on PS4, people use spears more. Bow, crossbow, metal hatchet is come up. And also long neck rifle is now up on the top there, which is very interesting. But metal hatchet, interesting, very, very interesting. So that's the stats from the last week in ARK. Pretty cool stuff. But anyway, yeah, let's move on to the next stuff. So, no Evo event this week. I know you guys are getting frustrated if you're on official servers. It will be coming, and it will be with a Valentine's Day update. So, obviously, just try and hold on a little bit, guys. But because we will be getting the Valentine's Day. And plus, normally with the Valentine's Day update, it's like ×3 or ×4 breeding. And then the other stats are ×2. So, it's pretty cool. Right, anyway, so a new thing coming to the Community Crunch is something for people, not for content-wise, but for people that want to, you know, have like clips and videos and artwork. So they said, in the light of all the amazing content being shared by the art community, we'll be expanding the fan art section and renaming it Community Corner to include more than just fan art. You can expect to find a variety of community content that is being shared across social platforms: Twitch, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, and Facebook. Now, I quite like this because other people that other content that I quite like, and this gives me a chance as a art creator, to help out smaller art creators and stuff as well by shouting out their stuff. This is the best way really of doing it. So here we have the Pilgrims, who demonstrates how to build a new roof design in his latest video. Looks pretty cool, and obviously if Wildcard show us this, then it must be a pretty cool design there. Coming up next, I've actually watched this video, and I don't think I need to give a shout out because, obviously I will, but shout out for supporting and helping his channel, because his channel is incredible as it is. I think it's amazing. Aaron Longstaff, he's a builder. I think he's on like 200,000 subscribers. He designs a modern house and takes you along the ride for it, so go check that out. Then the next one is a Star Wars droid, which is actually pretty cool. I like how a lot of people in ARK do a lot of Star Wars stuff. And this is Cypher Sam, so go check out Cypher Sam if you'd like to watch this, if you're into Star Wars and you love ARK. And now moving on from videos, we have got a Rock Drake created here, as you can see, a design. We've got a next, it's Strawberry, maybe that's the name of the dino there, creation. Reaper Queen, as you guys can see, that's pretty cool. Even more, which is I really like these designs. And then we also have some in-game screenshots, which is interesting, by Roxy. It's quite an interesting one. I feel like some people get some really, really cool ones. We've got obviously the person that created Valguero, the map, with his new map here. Which I quite like, definitely. Does that even make any sense? No, it doesn't. Anyway, it makes sense to me. Enjoy your weekend, survivors. Studio Wildcard. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, pretty, the fan art and the community, I love all that stuff. I'm so glad they've brought it back. It really brings the community together and stuff. But apart from that, with the last week in ARK, it's just a little bit boring, isn't it? I'm not talking about the community. I'm talking about content-wise. And I know wildcards say that, the community crunch isn't all about content, but it is just something that we need, every single week knowing that something's coming new. I'm not saying it has to be every single week, but there was a point in ARK. It's definitely got a lot better, so I'm not going to complain. But I know we've got a very cool one coming next week, and I'll be explaining that to you guys after this, I think. So, Cedric said, have a chilled weekend, guys. This was back on, obviously, Friday. Things are heating up. No worries. I know everyone is waiting on those appetizers. Also, we'll try and switch up the stats to keep it fresh, which, I realize looking at the same numbers weekly will get dull. So, obviously, they're going to switch up some stats, see some new stuff like I've mentioned. But the thing what he's mentioning here, I know everyone's waiting on those appetizers, is the big Genesis Part 2 reveals. Now, I will be waiting. I will literally, it probably won't be next week now, guys. And I'll be explaining that to you guys in a second, because it'll be the next thing we're talking about. But I feel like we'll probably be getting the Genesis reveals maybe in 2 to 3 weeks' time. They do kind of need to hurry up a bit. I'm getting slightly worried, and I know this sounds stupid, but the reason why I'm getting slightly worried is today is the 1st of February, and we're meant to be getting Genesis Part 2 in March. It could be the end of March, so don't get me wrong, and it most likely will be the end of March, but that's only a month and a half, really, from now to get Genesis ready, and I really really hope there is no delays. I know as an ARK YouTuber and an ARK player, and I know you guys as players or even YouTubers or even whatever, you know that if you've played this game for a while, there's always delays. But I just hope so much there is not going to be a delay, because I've been waiting all year, and it's only been a month, but yeah, I just really want to play Genesis. I want to get some fresh new content out to you guys, rather than just sort of, I miss doing gameplay. I love doing gameplay, and especially when there's all this new stuff to check out, it's always really exciting. So let's hope there's no delay there. But obviously what I'm talking about next is why I don't think the reveal will be in the next week's one, is Valentine's Day event. So someone mentioned to Cedric saying Valentine's Day details for the event, and he said should be next week. details. So that's not the event. The event will be later on. Obviously, Valentine's Day is the 14th of February. And so the details should be next week. I know they've said a lot of things are meant to be happening and then they haven't, but I do believe them this time because it would be way too close to... and there was actually another thing that I haven't saved for this video, but Cedric did mention saying you will have a week's notice. So it should be next week, next Friday. So in 5 days' times, 5 days' times, which is obviously Friday's always Community Crunch Day, we should be seeing the Valentine's Day event news. So let's hope for that, guys, because I really cannot wait for the boosted stats again and to see some new stuff, and you'll get all of your information when I do a video on that. So that's pretty much of a roundup with what's going on at the moment. There was one thing I wanted to mention is there is the patch notes here, which is going to lead towards something, especially for console players. So for the PC, it was no longer able to destroy the obelisk via admin commands. Fixed an exploit that would allow the Velonosaur to have infinite stamina when firing spikes. Fixed a bug that prevented players from accessing the Ferox inventory. Fixed a bug that caused billboard signs to have a 24 character limit. Fixed a bug that caused wild beehive spawns to overspawn. Fixed a typo with the Ovis chibi and fixed a server crash. Now that was pretty much the same as the Xbox that we read through there, but one thing the Xbox still hasn't have, and the PS4 and PS5, is the S Plus edition. So if you haven't seen my video where I do a video on that S Plus thing, it's basically something where, well, if I read through it, so after placing the structure, the placement HUD will remain active if the player has any more items of that structure available to place, so you no longer have to reselect that structure to place it. So if you want to see my, just go onto my channel, go on to maybe a video not 2 days ago, but the one from I can't even, so not yesterday, not last video, the video before that. That took me so long to say that. And it should say S Plus in the title, and it's a new edition, and it's really easy to build. It's really cool, and it should hopefully be coming to the console with the Valentine's Day update if all does well. So, as a little roundup of what's going on with ARK right now, we should be, we'll be finding out, we'll have the Valentine's Day update coming out with loads of new content and probably chibis and items and emotes and stuff, which will be fun, and there'll be lots of new additions such as like little quality of life things like that S Plus with some bug fixes. Then moving on, further on to that, we should start getting some Genesis Part 2 reveals and more teasers, and then maybe an update on when it's coming. Please, wildcard, you have from the 1st of March until, is there 31 days in March? I don't even know, but let's just say there is. It might be 30. I think it's 31st. Yeah, from the 1st to the 31st, if that's how many days there are, to get this out. Even if it's the last day of March, I don't care. Let's just pray that they're going to do it when they say so. Anyway, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy, as I said, smash that like button. Let's see if we can get 800 likes on today's video. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. See you guys later.